What's up, guys? It's Brandon here again for another video. I am dedicated to helping you guys to improve yourselves, and I am also doing this in my own life, always trying to improve myself. And an interesting thing happened for personal and spiritual growth for me in the past couple weeks. And this has to do with my bipolar disorder, and also has to do with a lot of the positive habits that I have gained over the past few months. So what started it all out, I think, is I initially was really focused on bettering myself externally. I was working way too much. I was trying to go to school at the same time, and I was trying to start a business at the same time. And this came from a place of lack within myself. I felt the need to be perfect and achieve every single little possible thing that I could in the external world, like get money, and I wanted to have a better girlfriend, stuff like that. I thought that the girlfriend I had wasn't good enough, and that created a lot of pain and problems in my life, having that judgmental perspective. But anyway, so that's kind of where I came from, is I wanted to be perfect. I wanted everything to be awesome, and that's what I was going for. And then in the past few weeks, that's all broken down, and I've had some really powerful realizations about what happiness really is and where it comes from. So this all started when I went down to North Carolina. I took a vacation, and I went to go see my friend Thomas. And my friend Thomas is normally the most energetic, like, get your ass up, let's go do something kind of person that there is. But he was about to have potential cancer taken out in a surgery like a week after I left, or a few days after I left, actually. It turns out he's okay, so that's awesome. It wasn't cancer. I'm so happy about that. But anyway, while I was in North Carolina, I actually just didn't do anything. And that was the first time that I had just relaxed straight up for a week and did hardly anything in such a long time, probably years. And for someone with bipolar disorder, I think it's very important to have times where you are super lazy, okay? I'm telling you, super lazy. Because I also realized it gave me so many creative ideas and really helped me to work through some problems in myself and process depression, which I was not really feeling any depression through most of the time when I was working a lot and going to school, and I had all of my time filled simply because there wasn't time to be depressed. When we are looking at depression, we've got to understand it from, it's like a phonetic term. Deep rest. Depressed. Deep rest. It's when your body is able to recover in the ways that it needs to. Maybe for someone who doesn't have bipolar disorder or another serious mental disorder, they might not need to be depressed to be happy, or to be normal. But for us, it's actually very important to be able to handle that depression and know when it's good for you. And find that right balance where it works out the best. But anyway, so that happened when I was in North Carolina. I felt that depression intermittently through that week, got a lot more creative. Was overall feeling better, though. So much better to be there, but there also was a feeling that I wanted to be back and doing shit because I was so used to doing shit. So I got back from vacation, and it was basically go, go, go all over again. I had I had 3 papers that I had to do in a week and a half or something. And in that week and a half, I was scheduled to work all the days that I wasn't going to school, so I basically had no time. So then I asked if I could take a day off from work to do the assignments, and then I realized that I was still finding a lot of resistance trying to do these assignments, and I don't really understand why I came into so much resistance, and it really made me feel like a pussy, like I couldn't do a single paper. I was like, what's wrong with you, Brandon? You're a good student. One thing, a side note, so much of your pain comes from the names that you give to yourself. Good student, perfectionist, good student, perfectionist. Stuff like this, these things that you attach to, they take you away from what life is really like. They take you out of the present moment, and they get it to where you're gonna hate your life eventually, and it's gonna really tear you down, rather than build you up like you would think. But anyway, so I ended up not doing 2 of the 3 papers that I was just talking about, and I'm okay with that. I had the highest grade in the 2 classes that I was taking in college at the time, out of everyone in my class. And then after not doing those papers, I'll probably have like a B or high C in both of them. So I'll still pass. Hey, whatever, you know, it is what it is. That's I guess for me learning the lesson of I was trying to do too much. But the way that this all kind of came around full circle is I got a lot of good habits. I started eating almost a fully vegan diet. I started feeling much better. I started losing body fat. I started having way more energy. I was able to wake up earlier in the mornings. I started exercising a little bit each day in the mornings right when I woke up. I drank a big glass of water every morning when I woke up. All of these changes were way more impactful than it might sound for each single one of them. They just had so much of a positive impact on my life. And finally, I started meditating. I went to a place in the town that I live where they practice heartfulness meditation. And then I started doing a daily meditation routine. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back, but I also think the most important straw. Meditation allowed me to see facets of reality that I hadn't seen in years since my first manic episode. And it was able to give me the realization that mania has a true connection to spirituality, and that spirituality has a true connection to the manic episode. This isn't like a delusion. I mean, some of the thoughts and stuff that you say aren't going to be the most grounded ideas. They're not going to be, the most developed ideas. But the feeling is there. The feeling is real. And the feeling is a true spiritual feeling. I will now attest to that with full confidence. I don't care what professional wants to come at me about that. I know for a fact it's true. But I also know for a fact that you can't live a stable life if you're feeling so much of that spiritual energy in your manic episode. One side note real quick. My manic episodes were always really happy and pleasant. I'm not a manic who experiences anger. So if you are, some of these things might not apply directly to you, or if you're just someone who doesn't experience that kind of spiritual side of the manic episode, it might not fully make sense to you guys. But for me, I definitely know it's true. And now I went to the hospital. I stayed overnight last night. And I just took like an extra sleeping pill or something they gave me there, and then I took Abilify 5 milligrams, and it pretty much brought me down back to actually a below normal level, like an almost like a little bit, just slightly like a little bit of depression. That was the level that it brought me down to going to the hospital, and now I'm able to start thinking a little bit normal again, but even while I was in the manic episode, I knew the things that were triggering it and bringing it about. And a lot of this comes from the fact that I spent years passively kind of just researching bipolar disorder, mainly just because I had it and I wanted to find out the best ways to treat it. And it was a humbling experience in the end to realize that although I was making videos about how I was doing well with my bipolar disorder, I finally realized that I was pushing myself far too hard, and that my life's going to be way better when I don't push myself as much. And I might need to take a little bit more medication, and I might need to humble myself and, get to that place. So anyway, this video is now 10 minutes long. But I think there are a lot of positive little nuggets of information in here. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you liked it or it gave you any value, please give it a thumbs up. I am trying to build the channel, and I appreciate any support you can give. And also, please subscribe if you think you're interested in future videos like this. Have a good day.